Hey there YouTube, my name is Wheaton and today we're going to be talking about the history of the Monaco Grand Prix. With such a close title fight between Mercedes and Red Bull this year, the Monaco Grand Prix could be a huge decider in the season. With Red Bull still lagging a little bit behind Mercedes heading into next weekend, I wanted to talk about the history of the Grand Prix and just kind of cover all of the bases before we head into the weekend. With a track that has such little overtaking, wherever they qualify is going to be a huge step in either Mercedes extending their lead in the championship or Red Bull closing the gap. So with all that out of the way, let's jump straight into the video. So the Monaco Grand Prix is one of the most prestigious races in all of motorsport. But why is it and what is the history behind it? Well, we're going to be covering all of that in today's video, so let's jump right in. The Monaco Grand Prix was first held all the way back in 1929, and it was originally held just so the Automobile Club de Monaco could become nationally recognized. It was not able to become nationally statusized until it had a national race, and the reason they had to do this was because the rally that was previously held in Monaco used much of France's actual roads. Therefore, the ruling was this club could not become nationalized until they had a race that was held specifically on Monaco streets. Thus, the race that we know today was held in Monte Carlo, first in 1929. The Monaco Grand Prix was held pretty much continuously through the 1930s, up until 1938 with the eruption of World War II. With so many European countries battling each other out, all European motorsport had pretty much ceased. And it would stay that way in Monaco until 1945 when the Allies had secured victory in Europe. From this, the race would continue, and in 1950, when the Formula One World Championship as we know it today was formed, the Monaco Grand Prix was there to join. However, it didn't stay for long and would not remain on the calendar until 1955. However, after joining in 1955, the Monaco Grand Prix stayed for a consecutive 64 years, with the only exception being last season where the COVID-19 pandemic prevented any racing from being held in Monaco. With the Monaco Grand Prix remaining on the calendar for so long, we've heard of so many historic racers being the best of Monaco. Probably the first being Damon Hill, who was coined Mr. Monaco because of his 5 wins at the track. However, it would actually be Ayrton Senna who would claim the most wins at the track, having 6 complete victories at the Monaco Grand Prix, 5 of which being consecutive from 1989 until 1993. However, the Monaco Grand Prix hasn't always been sunshine and dandies. The track was actually extremely dangerous back in the 60s and up until the 1970s. However, you might be confused by this, why such a track with such low comparative speeds would be considered dangerous. Well, actually up until 1970, 1972, there were actually no Armco barriers preventing any racers from flying off into the Mediterranean. That means there was nothing stopping you from hitting a tree on the sidewalk or actually just plunging straight into the harbor. I know, it's crazy, right? Well, up and then the 70s came and we actually started getting some safety regulations in the Formula One World Championship. And with today's standards and Armco barriers, it actually takes about a month to construct all of the barriers necessary to hold today's Monaco Grand Prix. That means construction for next week's race probably started about a month ago. In addition to these legends that have raced and won at Monaco, like Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, and Graham Hill, there is another reason why the Monaco Grand Prix is so special in the motorsporting world, and that is the Triple Crown of motorsport. If you're not sure what that is, it is basically if you've won 3 races, you have earned yourself the Triple Crown. And those 3 races are the Indy 500 here in America, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and then of course, the Monaco Grand Prix. Now, out of all of the racers that have ever competed in Formula One or any other motorsport, there is only one driver who has achieved the Triple Crown, and that is Mr. Monaco himself, Graham Hill. He is the only person who has ever achieved this feat. Hey guys, if you've made it this far into the video and you're liking the content, drop a like below and consider hitting the subscribe button. It really helps me out, but now, back to the video. In addition to the racing that the Grand Prix brings to the streets of Monaco, it also comes with a huge slurry of big celebrities. In fact, the Monaco Grand Prix is probably the most well-known thing outside of motorsport to regular people. Even if you don't watch F1 or any other type of motorsport, you might have still heard of the Monaco Grand Prix. Huge celebrities like Will Smith that we've seen tying up Lewis Hamilton, or even the fact of Red Bull's movie commercialization at the Grand Prix. In fact, even as late as about 2019 in Adam Sandler's Murder Mystery, the Grand Prix appeared in the film. That's how big of a pull the Monaco Grand Prix actually has in motorsport. But with some of the history covered of the Monaco Grand Prix, it's time to look towards the future. But not that far, because the Grand Prix is only next week. Who do you guys think is going to win the Monaco Grand Prix? Drop your comments below. I'll give you a chance to do that. Do you think it's going to be a Mercedes 1-2, or do you think Red Bull is going to come out on top and close the gap to Mercedes in the championship standings? Based on the history of what we've seen since the hybrid era, Mercedes has certainly been dominant, and they've won every Monaco Grand Prix other than 2 throughout the hybrid era. One of those being a win from Sebastian Vettel, and the other from Daniel Ricciardo in 2018. However, Red Bull were strong and could have stolen a win in 2016 if it weren't for some errors and technical difficulties with the pit stops. But other than that, Mercedes has pretty much dominated all of the Monaco Grand Prix, and with a track with so little overtaking, whoever qualifies highest is certainly going to be the one who probably wins, unless safety cars say otherwise. Do you guys think that Max can pull out a win here? He certainly hasn't had a great track record at Monaco. I don't think he's ever finished higher than, I think, 3rd or 4th at Monaco. So do you think he's going to push too far and end up in the wall during qualifying? I certainly hope that is close. There is a lot of back and forth on whether Monaco is a good race. However, as I just mentioned in this video, it has a ton of history behind it, and some of Formula One's greatest drivers have raced here. So I think it is important that it stays on the calendar. Whether or not it results in good overtakes or good racing is another thing, but it's something that's historical and I think should remain in the championship because of that. But that pretty much wraps up the video, guys. That is the history of the Grand Prix and what I think is going to be happening next week. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button below. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Wheaton, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.